It's Sunday, November 17th, and this cold air mass has infiltrated northern Europe, but that's only the beginning because temperatures are going to be taking another step down as our first significant snowstorm materializes on its approach to Ireland and the UK. Scattered rain and snow showers have already started moving through parts of Ireland and the UK behind this initial cold front, but as that storm system develops and approaches from the west late tonight into early Monday, I would expect a steady rain across Ireland at first, switching to snow in Northern Ireland as the low slowly deepens and moves inland. Snow then begins to fall by late Monday morning into the early afternoon across parts of England and Wales, with rain further south. Now here's a detail that may be easily overlooked. Cold air is going to be digging in behind the strengthening low pressure system, so even though it looks like precipitation is going to be exiting Ireland, this may be the best chance for a switch over to snow in some places a little bit further south before it clears to the east. Going into the early morning hours of Tuesday, the snow is going to be pulling away from England as well, but a similar situation could occur where the intensifying low pulls in some cold air, and it could be just enough to have a brief switch over to snow as far south as London, perhaps, before the system then heads to mainland Europe. I'll show you the possible snow accumulations in a little bit, but watch what happens as this system nears the Benelux countries. If it's able to maintain this path slightly further south, we could see a switch over to heavy wet snow from the Netherlands to northern Germany before going back to rain during the day. It will then advance from Germany to the Baltic Sea by Tuesday evening into the nighttime, potentially undergoing explosive intensification, dropping down to the 960 millibar range as heavy wet snow starts pouring down across the Baltic countries, Denmark, and Sweden. Some gusty winds will already accompany this system, but it's going to really intensify over the Baltic Sea, affecting coastal communities in Denmark, Germany, Poland, and Sweden as it reaches its peak intensity somewhere around southern Sweden by Wednesday morning. Looking across the rest of Europe, showers and storms should develop across the Mediterranean, impacting some of the Balkan countries and Italy, while cold air continues spilling in from the North Sea, resulting in wintry showers in Central Europe, maybe including eastern France into the Benelux countries. The cold front will sweep further south and east with heavy rain at first, but if you look at Slovenia, Croatia, Ukraine, and Belarus to name a few, you can see that rain could switch over to heavy snow for some time, and between Wednesday night and Thursday this trend should continue to the south and east, while the low pressure system over the Baltic Sea degrades. So that was a lot of action just in the matter of 3 days. It couldn't possibly get more chaotic, right? Actually, it can and it will, because now with the majority of Europe under a cold air mass in the wake of this powerful storm system, here comes the second significant snowstorm I've been talking about, crashing right into France by Thursday with strong winds and rain on the southern end, and snow to the north of the low pressure area, and when it hits the Mediterranean shortly thereafter, further intensification is going to be possible, with a risk of extremely heavy rainfall in parts of Italy into the Adriatic Sea, and very heavy snowfall across the Alps and possibly into the Western Balkans. I'll definitely keep a close eye on the latest trends with this system since it does have the potential to be very disruptive or even dangerous, particularly for parts of France all the way to the Balkan countries, but this video is focused more on the first system since it does pose more of an immediate threat. This brings me to the possible snowfall accumulation map through Wednesday, according to the model I showed you earlier. There's that swath of snow through the UK with some light snow accumulation trying to show up further south. This is evidence of that brief switch over to snow which I talked about earlier. Around the Benelux and Germany, there's a lot of relatively light snow accumulation being suggested, and this is due to the snow showers developing late Tuesday into Wednesday, with that heavier band of snow from the Netherlands to northern Germany being much more uncertain and heavily dependent on the exact track of the low-pressure system. From Iberia to the Balkans, much of the heavy and accumulating snow can of course be expected in the mountains, especially the Alps, but the best chance for some low elevation snow with this first system is going to be over Slovenia and Croatia. Then across the Nordic countries, this is where I expect the most widespread and heavy snowfall from this event, particularly in Sweden and Finland. Another thing to keep in mind is that a lot of snow that's going to fall with this system is going to be wet, and this occurs when the temperature is hovering very close to the freezing mark. It's one of the reasons why it's been very difficult trying to pinpoint who may or may not get snowfall from this system, because any slight difference in temperatures could change things up quite a bit. In addition, wet snow is much heavier, so this puts more stress on trees, making them more prone to falling. If you have any further questions or concerns, remember that the comment section is always open, but let's conclude this update with our feature photo. This picture was sent in by another new member on the Discord server, this time from Iceland, where heavy snow and strong winds occurred a couple days ago. Thank you all for watching this update and for continuing to submit your pictures, and I'll see you on the next forecast.